Today, I will tell you the story of an incredible Korean woman who literally breaks the idea of aging. Her name is Park Soyoung. Looking at her, it's hard to believe, but she recently turned exactly 70 years old. And her lifestyle is not just an inspiration. This is a specific system that can be analyzed in detail and put into practice. And the most interesting thing is that there are no expensive procedures or magic pills here. Almost everyone can apply all the principles and rules that it follows in their lives. Watch this video to the end and you will learn its main secrets and principles that allow you to stay active, young, and healthy even after 70 years. So, let's get started. The first thing that catches my eye is her skin. Not because she's perfect, but because she's alive. Her skin care is not a ritual for show, but a systematic process. She does not hope for one miracle cream that will erase 20 years overnight. Instead, it's regularity, cleansing, moisturizing, protection. And this is where the boring but important truth begins. Skin is not about beauty, it's about health. When you take care of your skin, you're essentially maintaining its barrier function. This means less inflammation, better moisture retention, and more stable cell function. And cells, oddly enough, like stability. The less chaos there is, the slower they wear out. Moisturized skin retains its elasticity longer, and sun protection is generally a different story. Ultraviolet light is the main accelerator of aging, and ignoring it is about as reasonable as ignoring gravity. But it's not even the means themselves that are more important, but the approach. Park Soyoung is not struggling with age. She accompanies him, and this is a fundamental difference. When you fight against natural processes, you always lose. When you support them, you get a result that looks like a miracle. The next layer is her physical activity. And no, this is not a story about grueling workouts and pain as growth. Everything is much more prosaic and at the same time more complicated. She just moves regularly, consciously, without fanaticism, but without omissions. Physical activity is not just about muscles. It's about blood circulation, oxygen saturation of tissues, and the work of the hormonal system. When the body moves, it literally receives a signal. We are still needed. And the body, oddly enough, reacts to this in a rather straightforward way. It begins to maintain itself in working order. There is another point that is usually ignored. Movement affects the brain. Concentration improves. Mood becomes more stable, and stress levels decrease. And stress is one of the most aggressive factors of aging. He destroys from the inside and methodically. So every walk, every workout is not just for the figure. This is an investment in the nervous system, which in turn affects everything. Now the power supply. This is where extremes usually begin, either strict diets or complete chaos. Park Soyoung has neither one nor the other. Her diet is the boring dream of any doctor. Vegetables, fruits, eggs, simple food without excessive processing. And here lies one of the most underestimated factors of youth. Nutrition is not just about calories. This is information for the body. Each product starts certain processes. Vegetables and fruits are antioxidants that help neutralize cell damage. Eggs are a source of protein and important trace elements necessary for tissue repair. When the body gets everything it needs, it doesn't need to work in deficit mode. And the deficit regime is always accelerated aging. The body begins to save money, reduces the quality of recovery, and at some point it becomes noticeable not only inside, but also outside. And finally, what many consider unimportant is her style. Park Soyoung keeps an eye on how she looks. She dresses modernly, neatly, with a sense of taste. And it's not about vanity, it's about self-esteem. When a person monitors his appearance, he transmits to himself a simple thought: I am important. and it affects the behavior. You start moving differently, holding yourself differently, interacting with the world differently. There is an energy that is not directly related to biology, but at the same time it affects it. There is even an interesting effect. When a person looks younger, others begin to treat him accordingly. They involve you more, communicate more, and give you more opportunities. And this creates a vicious circle, only in a good way. Social activity supports mental health, and it in turn affects the physical condition. As a result, the entire Park Soyoung system looks ridiculously logical. Skincare protects and maintains the external barrier. Movement supports internal processes. Nutrition provides resources for recovery. Style and appearance affect the psychological state and social activity. No secret techniques. There are no unique methods that are kept silent. It's just a sequence of actions that most people know but don't do, because it requires discipline, not inspiration. And discipline is boring, doesn't sell, and doesn't produce instant results. And that's where you usually want to find the catch, to say that, well, she just has good genetics. Of course, genetics plays a role, but genetics is a starting point, not a verdict. And when you see a man in his 70s who looks decades younger, it's probably not luck that's in front of you, but the accumulated effect of small, correct decisions. The most interesting thing about this whole story is the realization that almost everyone can do it. No magic, no exclusive access. There is only a choice to do or not to do. And as the example of Park Soyoung shows, this choice becomes so noticeable over time that it can no longer be ignored. After all, a young appearance is not about an instant effect. On the contrary, it is a cumulative effect. And in order to achieve it, you need to start working on yourself now and continue no matter what. Plastic surgery can be done by anyone with enough money, but not everyone can look young without injections. But the result will be natural and natural. And now the choice is yours. Do you want to look young and be healthy in body and soul? If so, now you know what to do, and it's definitely worth it. Now you can take note of her habits and principles and implement them into your life. And I can guarantee that one day it will be able to bring good results. People like Park Soyoung inspire others to improve themselves, show that everything is in our hands, and our appearance is completely our choice. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with someone who might find it particularly useful.